reverse for him, but he's, even if he doesn't win today, he should soon be making amends for that.
North Hill Harvey is the Dan Skelton runner, coming here from a point-to-point that he won. Chadsley Corbett, he won over 3 miles there, he bolted up as well.
Yeah, a UK point-to-point winner. He went for 44,000 as a store horse, and then at Cheltenham in April he cost Current Connections 100 grand after that point win. Clearly he's got a lot of potential. He's by a really good sire in Cave Tara. On the dam side, he's from a good flat family, but the dam has already produced a fairly useful hurdler.
And there he is, going down to post, about 8 to 1 from the exchange at the moment. And the only other one who's not 100 to 1 is Ali Bleu.
Yeah.
For the Philip Hobbs team.
Yes. Who, on the flat in France, showed a fair level of form. Not of a similar standard to Anomaly, but pretty good. Was a good third in a 3-year-old mile and 3/4 handicap at Chantilly in September 2013, and that was the last time that he was seen on track. So he's got quite an absence to overcome from that. It is his hurdling debut, but he does have potential, and he's from a top yard. So I think he's landed in a pretty warm novice hurdle first time up myself.
Yes. They wouldn't have expected to come up against Barter's Hill, one would have thought. So you expect Barter's Hill to bowl along, do you?
Well,
in the front. I mean,
that
given
was his style in bumpers. Sometimes over hurdles you might change it because of concerns about jumping, but certainly looks as if he's walking round at the front of the pack at the moment, and I don't really see any reason not to ride him from the front.
No. He was certainly very game in beating the useful Bells Hill in that race that we showed you at Aintree, the champion bumper at Aintree. And every reason to expect him to go well here. And normally he's on the drift a little bit on the exchanges. Ali Bleu's on the drift as well. North Hill Harvey's very solid. So it will be interesting to see how that horse gets on there. Just waiting for Petru to join them. And he is there now.
Yeah, he ran all right on his bumper debut, but then didn't really go on for it second time up a month later.
Yeah, and a big price here today for the Ben Case team, Darryl Jacob.
It's one or two with a bit of potential longer term amongst the big price horses, but you'd be surprised if they got involved against the market leaders on this occasion.
Yeah. Okay. Should be the final turn, I think, because we're past post time. It's an interesting race, this. John, Barter's Hill to bowl along in front and see how he jumps.
Angus, every now and then, you know, horses do make quite an impression on you. He is an absolute beauty. Went down to the parade ring, have a close look at him, and there's so much to like about him. He's got the most lovely, fluid, smooth, gentle walk. Big horse. I really hope he produces here today. A lot of pressure on Ben Pauling, I suppose, with such a high-profile youngster. Hope it all works out. And that's to take nothing away from any of the others. Coming into line now. And the starter lets them go, and eventually they do break into stride, and it's left to Barter's Hill to do his own early work here. He leads from Goldenbird in second place. North Hill Harvey will take them into the first flight of hurdles in third place. The leader there had a fair old look at the first flight of hurdles. The backmarker Petru, last of all, a little bit sticky, and he's keen as well. Also fires at the back end of the field with same old tricks, and Ali Bleu is right at the back end of the field as well as they race on down towards the second flight. Barter's Hill just clipped the top of that but landed over it safely enough. He's clear from North Hill Harvey and Goldenbird, who sit several lengths behind him. Anomaly is with these in fourth place. And then comes Blue Prairie, followed then by the black sleeves of Eastern Magic, who's in mid-division. After Eastern Magic comes Ali Bleu, and also Same Old Tricks. followed then by Fire, and the back marker being Petrou, as they race on now round out of the back straight and head towards the third flight of hurdles. So Barter's Hill on his hurdling debut here at Huntingdon this afternoon, returning here. This was one of the tracks he won at last year. He's at the next flight and jumped that one well from North Hill Harvey, who's in second place, and Anomaly back in third. Fourth place then, we've got Blue Prairie pressing for fourth, together with Goldenbird, and then there's a gap back to Eastern Magic, who heads the remainder back in sixth place. Alley Bleu next, and then Same Old Tricks, 2 lengths to Fire, and then the back marker is Petrou. Down the home straight they come for the first time then, flight 4, and Barter's Hill continuing to show. Barter's Hill over safely from North Hill Harvey and Anomaly. They've both closed up a little bit. Just nudged along slightly there was Blue Prairie away from that flight of hurdles. Alley Bleu getting a bit closer, and stepping over that one nicely with the lead was still Barter's Hill. The winner then at Aintree of the championship bumper there, form that went on to be franked at Punchestown. Barter's Hill then leads, the circuit to go. North Hill Harvey's a couple of lengths away. It's another good looking horse. Anomaly's in third, Blue Prairie next, Alley Bleu follows with Goldenbird, and then in behind those Eastern Magic. Barter's Hill just shying a little bit at the path there, just having a look around, just betraying some signs of inexperience. But now, with his mind focused back on the job, he turns them out onto the far side of the track. Fire and Same Old Tricks are still held up at the back end of the field with Petrou, the back marker, and they now race on, and shortly to head through their point of departure, with 5 more flights of hurdles left to take. Now, with the tempo of the race increasing, we're going to get a truer idea of what Barter's Hill's capable of over the next couple of minutes. The odds-on favourite here leads them and tries to extend a bit from North Hill Harvey and Anomaly into the next flight. Barter's Hill over safely, watching them all over that one safely. Petrou still the back marker, slightly untidy. Same Old Tricks and Fire are still at the back end of that group as well, as Barter's Hill still leads. North Hill Harvey second, Anomaly in third place. Alley Bleu in fourth place now, jumps that one nicely ahead of Blue Prairie, who's ridden along, and then comes Eastern Magic, another one nudged along Goldenbird. Fire not improving yet, neither Same Old Tricks, and Petrou still the back marker. So they head towards the end of the back straight, about to turn to 3 out. Now Barter's Hill leads, but he's certainly got 3 breathing down his neck. In particular, North Hill Harvey is shaping nicely in second place, with Anomaly held together in third, and Alley Bleu in fourth place, and these 4 quickly put their stamp on the race by going clear. To the third last, Barter's Hill over safely enough. North Hill Harvey seems to be going at least as well, if not better than the leader though, and Barter's Hill is asked for more on the turn for home. They've gone on now from Anomaly, these two. They've quickened up smartly. Anomaly left in third place, and Alley Bleu's not picked up either, back in fourth. And Barter's Hill from North Hill Harvey. It looks a straight scrap between them. Barter's Hill down to the second last from North Hill Harvey, who himself is now driven along, and Barter's Hill keeps giving. Second last flight coming up. Barter's Hill over safely. North Hill Harvey made a mess of the second last. Pulling up is Alley Bleu, back in fourth or fifth at the time, but Barter's Hill at the last measures it really well and draws clear from North Hill Harvey. They're in turn clear of Anomaly, who has been absolutely drubbed. He's the one who had the form, don't forget, over hurdles. And Barter's Hill, a spectacular start to life over hurdles. I know North Hill Harvey made that mistake 2 out, but he's been well beaten in second place, well though he's run. Goldenbird in third, Anomaly only fourth, followed then by Eastern Magic. Barter's Hill remains unbeaten.
Yeah, very nice start to his hurdling career, wasn't it? Barter's Hill was one for Ben Pauling and David Bass, beating North Hill Harvey into second place. He was going all right when he made that mistake. I don't think he would have got past Barter's Hill. He was allowed to dictate a steady gallop in the early stages and then gradually wound things up.
Yeah, they pressed on from halfway. The 100 to 1 shots have been readily left behind. Anomaly, I think, was disappointing ultimately.
Yes.
And hasn't given his running, but the way that Barter's Hill has jumped in the main and the way that he has responded to pressure, which was no surprise from his performances in bumpers, I think would greatly encourage you for his prospects this season. Particularly for going up to 3 miles, because I'm sure he's going to relish the longer trip, and I would think that the Albert Bartlett and the Sefton will be races that Connections will have in mind. Connections, who paid 100 grand for North Hill Harvey, haven't got much back today, but I think they've got a horse with a really bright future. I like the way that he's travelled through the race. He's known what to do in terms of jumping for the most part, and although he makes that mistake when he's starting to get tired, at this point he's travelling at least as well, as John Hunt said in commentary, as the winner, though you know that from what you know about the winner, that he's going to find loads from here on in. And I don't think, as you've said, that the mistake has made the difference. Further behind, Alley Bleu was just very keen in the early stages, and he's got very tired by this stage. I suppose the fact that the two that have tried to go after the front two on the final circuit, in fact one of them's pulled up and the other one anomaly is out on his feet by this stage, I think would encourage you with regard to what Barters Hill has achieved in the end here, and certainly let's look forward to seeing him wherever he goes next, and I imagine that perhaps another novice under a penalty before he's fast-tracked into graded company.
A bit more experience in another novice. Third was Goldenbird, just ran on past Anomaly really, who got very tired. So not much promise there, but it's run all right. Second start. But the winner was very impressive. Jumped well, and didn't really have to work very hard for his victory. North Hill Harvey in second place. Certainly shaped with promise. 8-13 the winner, 5-1 the second, the third 50s. 14 lengths he won by this odds-on favourite and 10 ran. Off to Carlisle we go. Runners are going to post here. Class 2 handicap hurdle, 2.5 miles, 11 hurdles, 15 runners. Out Sammy's favourite and being backed on the exchanges, 11-4 now, 6-1 Must Meet a Lady. L'Aigle Royale is 13-2, 8-1 Lord Wishes. Shot of Vodka 14s along with one for Harry, Shades of Midnight, 18s Tech the Lot, Vendor 20s, and it's 20s and bigger the rest.
Out Sam then bids to give Warren Greatrix and Gavin Sheehan a double on the card, and this is a horse who is potentially very exciting, particularly when he goes over fences a little bit further down the line. 2 wins from 3 starts last season, and that third start was when he fell in the Albert Bartlett, then trained by Nicky Henderson, since bought for 145 grand. He could be different gear to these.
Yeah, he could, and when you interviewed his trainer, his eyes lit up at the mention of this horse, and to look at him, he's a lovely specimen of a horse as well. You just think he could be, the market is absolutely screaming for him as well, so you know, it's just he's probably going to be too good for these, and you know, he doesn't over plug.
I don't think 142 is too bad for him at all.
I agree with you. I think he probably, that's a very fair mark.